Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Akal. The top stories first. Coronavirus infection spreading at alarming rate in Nepal. Government reconfirms record high single-day infection across the country. Government initiates formal talks with Dr. Govinda Kesi, holds discussions to address his demands for reform in medical sector. World Bank projects Nepal's GDP to grow by 0.2% in 2020, South Asia to plunge into its worst ever recession. WHO reports record single-day rise in global coronavirus cases, Europe reporting more cases than India, Brazil or the States. And American Sofia Kenin defeats Czech Kvitova to reach the French Open final, Polish teenager Iga to be her final hurdle. And now the news in detail. The number of infection from coronavirus is growing at an alarming rate across the country, especially in the capital. The government yesterday confirmed a record high 4,364 cases across the country. Kathmandu also reported an all-time high infection with 2,085 new cases. Similarly, Lalitpur reported 320 new cases, followed by 135 in Bhaktapur. Two-thirds of the newly infected people are male, informed the Health Ministry. The active cases of coronavirus across the country has surged to 26,684. Spokesperson of the Health Ministry, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, informed that the rate of infection has been rising after the government lifted the restrictions. He said that the public has not been adhering to safety protocols, which has resulted in a spike in coronavirus cases. Meanwhile, the government confirmed yesterday that coronavirus has claimed 12 more lives across the country. The death toll from coronavirus in the country has climbed to 590. As of today, the total number of infection in the country has reached 98,617. Nepal is currently in the 43rd position in the world among the list of most affected countries. Meanwhile, 71,343 persons have recovered from the disease in Nepal. Talks were held between the government's negotiation team and representatives of Dr. Govinda Kesi yesterday after 25 days of Dr. Kesi's hunger strike. The discussion was focused on the 6-point demand that Dr. Kesi has put forward in his 19th hunger strike. The government had formed a 3-member negotiation team led by Secretary of the Science, Education and Technology Ministry, Gopinath Mainali. The Joint Secretary of the Health and Population Ministry, Dr. Gunaraj Lohani, and Director of Medical Education Commission, Dilip Sharma, are a part of the government's 3-member negotiation team. Dr. Kesi's negotiation team, consisting of 4 members, was immediately formed after the government took its step. Kesi's team consists of Dr. Anjani Kumar Jha, Dr. Lochan Karki, and Om Prakash Aryal as members. The Nepal Medical Association has said that it supports Dr. Kesi's demands and urges both the sides to come to a quick conclusion and end Dr. Kesi's hunger strike.
वार्ता सकारात्मक रूपमा अगाडि बढेर के निष्कर्ष निस्केको खण्डमा हामीले यो आन्दोलनको कार्यक्रमहरुलाई अलिकति विस्तार हामीले कमी गर्दै लाने अथवा हामीले त्यसलाई स्थगित गर्ने हुन सक्छ तर अब वार्ता हुँदै गएन सरको त अवस्था त अहिले शारीरिक अवस्था झन्झन बिग्रिदै गइरहेको अवस्था छ आइसो लाने भन्दा नि मान्नुहुन्न र यदि त्यस्तो भएन भने चाहिँ हामीले फेरि अलि कडा किसिमले चाहिँ आन्दोलनको कार्यक्रमहरु या भन्दा पछाडी प्रस्तुत गर्नुपर्ने हुन सक्छ.
On the other hand, human rights activists have blamed the government of not wanting to come to a swift conclusion with Dr. Kesi's demands.
सत्याग्रहीको भावनालाई यसरी कुल्चिने र यसरी अपमान गर्ने चाहिँ यो पटक अझ बढ्यो. त्यो भन्दा अगाडि पनि पटक पटकका सरकारहरूले सत्याग्रहीका विरुद्धमा चाहिँ बोल्ने र सत्याग्रहीलाई चाहिँ बेइज्जत गर्ने काम गरेकै थिए। यो पटक सत्याग्रहीलाई चाहिँ धेरै अपमान भयो र त्यसले के प्रमाणित गर्यो भने हामी कहाँ अहिले लोकतन्त्र छैन, एकतन्त्रीय शासन व्यवस्थामा तानाशाही शासन व्यवस्थाको मेन्टालिटीमा हामी छौँ। लिखित रूपमा चाहिँ लोकतन्त्र छ भन्ने मान्न पर्यो हामीले।
Some of Dr. Casey's demands include the start of an MBBS program at the Karnali Institute of Health Sciences, increase of the range of coronavirus PCR testing, and amendment of the Medical Education Act. Meanwhile, doctors have suspended all facilities of hospitals except for the COVID and emergency services, demanding the protection of Dr. Govinda Casey's life. The doctors suspended all hospital services from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. yesterday morning at the initiation of the Nepal Medical Association. The medical professionals also staged a peaceful sit-in within the hospital premises. The doctors participating in the sit-in protest said they were confident now that the negotiation team formed by the government will come to a swift conclusion with Dr. Casey and his demands. The Medical Association has warned that unless an agreement is reached with Dr. Casey, they will suspend all services except the emergency ones in all hospitals today. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority has filed a corruption lawsuit in special court against 15 employees of Bheri Hospital, Bankhe. The CIAA had held Bheri Hospital's computer operator Arjun Raj Khanal in custody for investigation. CIAA had discovered that Khanal had stored money worth 1.61 million rupees at his office. CIAA has revealed Khanal had cashed in the money from different firms and pharmacies as commission. The CIAA charges sheet mentions of the involvement of computer operator or Arun Raj Khanal, accountant Indra Bahadur Khatri, junior accountant Prem Bahadur Khatri, including others in corruption. Similarly, CIAA has also filed a case against operators of 19 different firms demanding fine of rupees 20,000 up to 161,000 rupees. Chairman duo of Nepal Communist Party KP Sharma Oli and Puspa Kamal Dahal yesterday held discussions to sort out contentious issues. The chairman duo met at Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar, informed Dahal's press coordinator Bishnu Dahal. The chairman duo reportedly discussed on matters such as remaining works of party unity, constitutional and political appointments made by the government, reshuffling of the cabinet, including others. Although both chairmen have been in talks about the reshuffling of cabinet for a long time, no agreement has been reached yet. Recently, sources had revealed Chairman Dahal and his faction were disappointed with Prime Minister Oli for single-handedly appointing ambassadors to different countries. The recent Secretariat meeting had also held discussions on the same issue. Nepal Police has enforced a special security arrangement for the upcoming festive season. According to the police headquarters, the special arrangement will remain in force during Dasai, Tihar and Chhath festivals. The police informed that this special arrangement has been made to ensure safe environment during the festivities, considering the risk of criminal activities during this period. There is a general trend of people leaving the capital in large numbers during Dasai and Tihar, while the incidents of robbery, cheating, pickpocketing and black marketing increase significantly during this time. Nepal Police informed that they have set up help desks at various places, including the bus parks, to facilitate the people leaving the valley. They have also deployed plainclothes policemen to ensure safety of the people. And now the news from the economic front. The World Bank has projected Nepal's economy to grow by only 0.6% in 2021. The bleak picture is a result of lockdown imposed to contain coronavirus, causing disruption to economic activity, especially the tourism sector. The World Bank's latest South Asia economic focus, however, says the projection for 2021 is, however, up from an estimated 0.2% growth in 2020. The twice-a-year regional update released yesterday notes that South Asia is set to plunge into its worst-ever recession this year as the devastating impacts of the pandemic on the region's economies linger on. The pandemic has taken a disproportionate toll on informal workers and pushed millions of South Asians into extreme poverty, says the report. The report forecasts a sharper than expected economic slump across the region, with regional growth expected to contract by 7.7% in 2020. The growth was above 6% annually in the past 5 years. Regional growth is projected to rebound to 4.5% in 2021. A decline in remittances is also expected to accelerate loss of livelihoods for the poorest in some countries, according to the World Bank. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The World Health Organization reported a record one-day increase in global coronavirus cases on Thursday, Reuters reported. According to the news agency, the total cases increased by 338,779 yesterday, led by a surge of infections in Europe. Europe reported 96,996 new cases, the highest total for the region ever recorded by the WHO. Global deaths rose by 5,514 to a total of 1.05 million. The previous WHO record for new cases was 330,340 on October 2nd. As a region, Europe is now reporting more cases than India, Brazil, or the United States, according to Reuters. India reported 78,524 new cases, followed by Brazil at 41,906 and the United States with 38,904 new infections. While India still leads in the globe in the most new cases reported per day, new infections are down by 20% from its peak. United States currently has the largest total number of cases of deaths in the world. US President Donald Trump insisted yesterday that he is ready to resume campaign rallies and feels perfect despite being infected with coronavirus. But the White House has offered little information about his condition 1 week after his diagnosis with the coronavirus that has killed more than 210,000 Americans, AP reported. Trump is trying to shift his focus to the election that's less than 4 weeks away, with millions of Americans already casting ballots. But the president has not been seen in public other than in White House-produced videos since Monday. According to the news agency, his doctors have provided few medical details since before his release from a military hospital. While Trump said he believes he is no longer contagious, concerns about infection appear to ruin plans for next week's presidential debate. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Australian Open winner Sofia Kenin and Polish teenager Iga Swiatek will compete for the French Open 2020 title. Both women won their semi-final ties yesterday. Swiatek, 19, needed only 70 minutes to beat Argentine Nadia Podoroska 6-2, 6-1 to reach her first major final. Podoroska had earlier defeated world number 3 Elina Svitolina in the quarterfinals. In the second semi-final, 4th-seeded American Sofia Kenin defeated 7th-seed Czech Petra Kvitova 6-4, 7-5. Kenin will go up against Swiatek at the Philippe Chatrier Stadium on Saturday for the French Open title. Today, the men's semi-final matches will be played out at the same stadium. World number 2 Rafael Nadal will take on 12th seed Daniel Schwartzman, while world number 1 Novak Djokovic will take on world number 5 Stefanos Tsitsipas. Kings 11 Punjab's abysmal run of form continued in the Indian Premier League as they have now faced 4 consecutive defeats. Kings 11 were up against Sunrisers Hyderabad yesterday at the Dubai International Stadium. Sunrisers won the toss and decided to bat first, which proved the most important decision of the match for them. Opening pair of David Warner and Johnny Bairstow put together a 160-run partnership in the 15 overs. Warner scored 52 of 40 deliveries, while Bairstow scored a blistering 97 of 55 deliveries. However, both of them got out in the span of 4 deliveries, which limited the Sunrisers' total to 201 runs. In reply, Kings 11 Punjab could not put together any strong partnership, with the lone figure of Nicholas Puran scoring 77 of 37 deliveries, the only shining light in an otherwise below-par performance. They were bowled out in the 17th over with just 132 runs, losing the match by 69 runs. The win takes Sunrisers to the 3rd spot, while Punjab are rock bottom in the league. Today, second from the bottom, Rajasthan Royals take on second from the top, Delhi Capitals, in the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Coronavirus infection spreading at alarming rate in Nepal. Government confirms record high single-day infection across the country. Government initiates formal talks with Dr. Govinda K.C., holds discussions to address his demands for reforms in medical sector. World Bank projects Nepal's GDP to grow by 0.2% in 2020, South Asia to plunge into its worst ever recession this year. WHO reports record single-day rise in global coronavirus cases, Europe reporting more than India, Brazil or the States. And American Sofia Kenin defeats Czech Kvitova to reach the French Open final, Polish teenager eager to be her final hurdle. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.